Hey guys, today I will be showing you a trap called the Legal Trap, and without any further ado, enjoy the video. So the trap starts off with e4, e5, knight f3, and d6. In theory, this is not such of a good move, because first you have to develop your knights, and then you'll be able to move your pawns. This move can be played, but I don't really recommend it. I just recommend the main line, which is just knight c6. Now white plays a simple developing move, bishop to c4, now already trying to put pressure onto the f7 pawn. Black responds with knight to c6. White, instead of castling, decides to play knight to c3. And now the black bishop, makes a pinning the knight to the queen. Now the knight cannot move anywhere because then the bishop will take the queen on d1. So in this trap, you do not actually want to castle like most people do. In this trap, you have to play h3. There are a couple variations here. The first variation is that the bishop takes the knight onto f3. Now you take the bishop on f3, and now you'll be able to attack the f7 pawn. It can also move away, let's say to d7, but black wouldn't play that, otherwise he'll just be wasting a move. So now the third variation, which is the actual trap. Black has to play bishop to h5. Now, try to spot the best move for white right now. I'll give you a clue. It is a sacrifice. If you said knight takes e5, well done, you've got it correct. So there are a few variations here. The first one is that black is clueless and takes the queen on d1, maybe thinking white has misclicked. But now, you have to take the pawn on f7 with your bishop. Important, not your knight. So now, the king has no options but to go to e7 because d7 is blocked by the knight. So they go to e7 and try to spot the mate in one. Congratulations if you saw it, is knight to d5, mate. Black cannot move anywhere. d7 and f7 is blocked by this knight. f6 is blocked by this knight, and the bishop is blocking e8 and e6. So you must be thinking, why did you play that? The knight can just take the bishop on c4. Well, now you have to play bishop to b5, and now checking the king and taking the knight at the same time. So now after, for example, c6, you take the knight on c4. White has a pawn up. You might think that it's not that much, but it actually is. White has already developed their knight and queen, while black hasn't done anything, not even their queen. So let's look at the third variation. The third variation is that the pawn on d6 takes the knight on e5. Now you have to take the bishop on h5. You're already threatening to take the pawn on f7. So for example, if black tries to move away your queen, so knight to f6, then you take the pawn on f7. But if black is smart, they won't play knight to f6. They will play, for example, g6. And now after queen to f3, they just develop their knight. This might look like an even position, but white is winning by a pawn and has developed more pieces. So now I will show you why you have to play h3 before taking the pawn on e5. If you take the pawn on e5 now, then you have to take, as black, the knight on e5. And now if the queen takes the bishop on g4, the knight will just take the queen, and there is no checkmate possible here. So please keep in mind and memorize that you have to play h3 first, and for them to play bishop to h5. To prevent you from getting checkmated as black, right now you do not move your bishop to h5, but take the knight on f3. Now when the queen takes on f3, you play knight to f6. Otherwise, if you play knight to d4, threatening to take the c2 pawn, the queen will take on f7, checkmating. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what was your favorite variation. Bye! Everybody